Hi and welcome. My name is Tolan and I'm the co-founder of Productivity Me. In this video, we're going to look at the top 9 keyboard shortcuts in Microsoft Excel 2013 in order to use and utilize the ribbon in Excel. We'll look at things like Ctrl F1 for expanding and collapsing the ribbon. We'll look at different ways to activate the access keys and then interact with those access keys. Things like using Tab, Shift Tab, and Escape. We'll then look at the keyboard shortcut of F1 in order to get help on a selected control, as well as a series of additional keyboard tips and tricks and shortcuts that will allow you to really maximize your productivity when using the Microsoft Excel ribbon. So with that, let's get started. All right, if you want to follow along, we are using in a spreadsheet titled Apple Inc. Income Statement 2015. You can find a link to download this file in the description of this video. So with that, let's get started. All right, so here on our Microsoft Excel interface in Excel 2013, we have the Excel ribbon here. We have the quick access toolbar here, and we have a series of commands or essentially groups underneath the Excel ribbon, right? So we have things like the Home tab, the Insert tab, the Page Layout tab, and each of these tabs have associated groups or commands which vary based on the individual tab. Now, if we wanted to minimize these, one way to do that would be to come up here to the right portion of our ribbon, and we can go to the Ribbon Display Options. Clicking on the Ribbon Display Options, we'll have 3 choices. Currently, we have the third choice selected, which is Show Tabs and Commands. If we click the second item here, it would say Show Tabs. So we would have these individual tabs of the Home tab, the Insert tab, the Page Layout tab, the Formulas tab. And you'll notice that when I click on one of these tabs, the commands pop out. And then when I go back to my spreadsheet, those commands are hidden. Now we can also choose the second option, or I guess in this case, the first option of Auto Hide the Ribbon, in which case the ribbon would be minimized and we'd click up here and it would pop up, and then when we click back on our spreadsheet, it would disappear. And that will allow us additional space, additional functionality to really get the most of what is displayed on our worksheet. Now, we could change these back. So let's show the tabs and commands. But what I love to do is use a keyboard shortcut, which will allow us to do this. So if you want to hide these commands, simply just show the ribbon, you would press the Control key and the F1 function key. Pressing Control F1 would automatically hide those tabs, and when you want to bring them back up, you press Control F1 again. So Control F1 is a great keyboard shortcut to know. Now, if you want to hide both the commands and the tabs, you can press the Control key, the Shift key, and the F1 function key. Pressing Control Shift F1 would hide both those commands and the tabs, so that, again, like when we came up here to the Ribbon Display Options, if you click up here on this little icon here, on this little green portion, and you click here, your commands and your tabs will pop up, and then when you click back on the spreadsheet or the work interface, they would disappear. So again, that was with Control Shift F1. So Control F1 and Control Shift F1 are keyboard shortcuts that I find very, very useful. Now, if you had the commands or the tabs open and you wanted to activate what is called your access keys, you do this by pressing the Alt key. Pressing the Alt key would activate your access keys, and your access keys are going to be little letters and numbers which appear both below the quick access toolbar. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. We also have under the file menu the letter F, under the H, under the home menu H, and P. And what you can do is you can go ahead and activate your access key. So we can do this by pressing the Alt key, and then you can press something like the number 4 if you wanted to cut some text. So let's cut this text by pressing Alt and then the number 4. Number 4 here underneath the quick access toolbar is going to be the cut function. So we cut it and then we press the access key, so we activate that, and then we'll do paste with Alt 6. So it would have pasted that data there. Now I'm going to undo that with Control Z, but the access keys are quite useful. You can also press the Alt key to activate your access keys and then do something like press N for insert, and then you can go to illustrations and pictures. you could say then insert something like the Productivity Me logo, which you might do here. Or there are different items that you can do. But I will very frequently make use of the access keys. Now, once you've tapped or activated the access keys with the Alt key, you can say go to something like page layout. So go to P, and then you can use the Tab key to move from left to right, or Shift Tab to move from right to left. Once you've arrived at a item that you'd like to activate, like let's say our fonts, we press Enter, and it would bring up the different fonts that we might choose. We can use our arrow keys in order to scroll down or up. Once we've made a selection, we can press the Enter key and it would apply those changes. I'm gonna hit Ctrl Z to undo that. Now, just like activating the access keys with Alt Tab, we can also press Spacebar, and that too would activate a choice. I'm gonna hit Ctrl Z to undo. And then if you are in your access keys, and let's say that we are going to change, let's say that we're in the Home tab, and we're gonna maybe change the font or something. We're here, we decide that we don't want to do that, we can press Ctrl Z, or while you're in here, you can press Escape, and that would exit out of those changes. So far in this video, we've covered Ctrl F1, which would minimize those commands. Ctrl Shift F1, which would minimize the tabs and the commands. We looked at the idea of the Alt key, the Tab key, Shift Tab. We looked at the Enter key for selecting, as well as then the spacebar for selecting. And then when we want to exit out of it, we press the Escape key. The last keyboard shortcut that we want to look at is the F1 function key. Now, if we want to get help, we can come up here to this little icon here where we click and it would launch the help dialog box. Or as an alternative, we can just press the F1 function key. Pressing the F1 function key would also launch that help dialog box. So that in essence is the set of 9 keyboard shortcuts that I find super useful when interacting with the ribbon in Microsoft Excel 2013. If you have any ideas, any comments, any suggestions of how we could make this video better, how we could make future videos better, how we can improve our channel, how you think these videos could be more useful to you, what you'd like to learn about, what you'd like to have used as examples, go ahead and post those in the comment section of this video. We would really love to hear from you. Of course, you can also give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. That's a really useful indication of whether or not this content was interesting to you. And then lastly, you can feel free to subscribe to our channel. So with that, in the next series or in the next little video, we're going to talk about using keyboard shortcuts for menus and dialog boxes within Microsoft Excel 2013. So go ahead and check out that video or any of the additional videos where we'll look at keyboard shortcuts for Excel 2013. With that, I'm Tolan Thornton, the co-founder of Productivity Me, and as always, thanks for watching.